Hello, I am Jay Tripp. I am the author and creator of HighJadvice.com. You are now about to partake in another great episode of good personal advice. Today, I want to talk about advocacy. We all know what advocacy is. We know that what it means to be an advocate. To advocate for something or somebody is when you stand up for it. It's when you show up for it, so to speak. And the name of the article is called "Will You Show Up?" And it talks about being an advocate. Now, I'm not talking about being an advocate for some type of health campaign. How many of you can say that you are actually advocating for yourself? I'll let you think about that and then just kind of mull over it for a little bit and ask yourself, am I showing up for me? The hard truth to that is that none of us really consider how much we don't show up for ourselves. We will stretch ourselves completely thin. We will eat the wrong things. We will put ourselves in abusive relationships. We will text and drive. We'll do all types of things that are not healthy for us. And all that means is that we're not showing up for us. Now, how did I get on this idea about showing up for yourself? Well, it's no secret by now that I started seeing a therapist on last year, and I know in the black community from which I am a part of, going to therapy is shunned, especially with me having done 10 years of deliverance ministry. Yes, 10 years of speaking in tongues, prophesying, and laying hands on people. Yes, I was that guy, and I'm still am that guy, so don't get it twisted. I still know how to do that, but the fact remains is that our culture teaches us that we are not supposed to show up in the way that we should. We are supposed to pretend like things are not happening, and we don't be present and deal with ourselves, and we don't be present to deal with our bad behaviors, and we don't be present to deal with the things that are hurting us and causing us harm. I want to come, just like our friend Iyanla says, I come to interrupt the pattern. So let's interrupt the pattern for ourselves. Will you begin to show up? That's simple. Will you begin to show up? Let me expound on that for a little bit. What I mean is be there for you. That means that you have to start taking evaluation of yourself, start looking at your life and start considering those things that you might not be happy about and show up to change it, right? Show up and make yourselves available to be able to change what you're doing, to change your day-to-day activities. Let me use myself for example. I would say about in the last maybe 2 to 3 years, I put on a whole lot of weight. I used to be very, very thin. I'm talking about like really thin. You know, I have uncles who are in their 70s who are still thin. So I'm supposed to be one of those type of people, right? But with so much that has gone on in the last few years of my life, things like that, coming out, you know, being okay with myself, and then the emotional weight that that process has brought to me. It has caused me to indulge in sweets, and I have such a big sweet tooth, and you know, eating things that I shouldn't be eating, you know, and not really doing myself well when it comes to my health. I can be honest enough about that to say that I'm not showing up for myself, or that I had not been showing up for myself as it concerns that. My challenge for you now is, will you be honest enough with yourself to say, what is it that I am not showing up for? What is it about me that I'm not being my own very best advocate? Because the truth of the matter is just like I said in the video before, there's only one person that you have to lay down with at night. This person is you. There's nobody else, nowhere. I don't care who it is. It could be your husband of 50 years. It could be your mom who birthed you and raised you and all this other good stuff. It don't matter who it is. No one is obligated to you, but you're obligated to you. And so if you're failing yourself, then how is it that we can expect everybody else around us to be supportive of us if we don't even support ourselves? Are you showing up? That's the question. Are you showing up? Are you showing up for your health? Are you showing up for your mental health? If you've been through any type of trauma in your life, my friend, I come to tell you, you need to go see a therapist, or you need to see somebody that can help you work through that, because there are all types of compounded hurt and issues that could surface later on in life, and it could show up in various ways. It could show up in simple ways. You wonder why you don't like your supervisor at work challenging you. It's nothing to do with your supervisor, but it has something to do with the person that you were in a relationship with maybe 10 years ago that put you through hell, and you suppressed the hurt and now you don't like to be challenged, and now it's resurfacing in your day to day. You have to show up for yourself so that you can begin to live a better life, so that you can begin to be a lot more healthier, so that you can just begin to be you. That's the whole point. That's the whole goal. That's the end game. It's so that you can show up and be you. That's my goal. You can join me on that, and I invite you to join me on that journey so that you can begin to show up for you, and that you can begin to be the person that you have always been destined to be. You can do this. It's so simple. Please go to my website, highjadvice.com, if you want to read more about showing up for yourself. The name of the article is called Will You Show Up? I go into detail about my perspective on how we don't show up for ourselves. And I hope it really changes your life, and it puts you in a place that you'll be able to begin doing things differently, and that you can be your own best advocate. My name is Jay Tripp, and I hope you enjoyed this video.